Hello and welcome to another episode of Coach's Commentary. The IPL started on the final day of the financial year, that is March 31st, and the same two teams that are set to face off each other tomorrow in the final played the opening match of the IPL as well. Gujarat Titans took on Chennai Super Kings on their home turf, and both the teams have done extraordinarily well right through the tournament to richly deserve a slot in the final. If you look at the composition of both the sides and their progress right through this IPL, there are a lot of similarities. So, what is it that is going to set them apart tomorrow on what is likely to be a salivating Sunday at Ahmedabad? Hardik Pandya has proved himself to be a very good captain. On the other hand, you have MS Dhoni, who's been fantastic all through his career since the time he took up his captaincy role, be it for Team India or, of course, Chennai Super Kings, has had only one captain except for a brief period when Ravindra Jadeja stood in for MS Dhoni. But the interesting thing is that there are a lot of similarities between the two sides. They both have won just the 4 games at home, but Gujarat Titans have notched up 10 victories this season to be at number one, and Chennai Super Kings notched up 8 victories to qualify at number two. And they first got into the final with a fantastic win over the Gujarat Titans. What are the similarities? Both the sides have had fantastic contributions from the openers. Gujarat Titans have had Shubman Gill firing on all cylinders, and he is obviously the leading run getter in this edition of IPL, along with 3 centuries to boot as well. But the manner in which he's batted, he is really turned it on and made everybody look at him in amazement in the manner in which he plays those shots with such poise and such elegance. He has been partnered with Ridhiman Shah at the top of the order, and both of them have done a terrific job for their side. And of course, Chennai Super Kings have had Conway and Ruturaj Gaikwad, a very successful opening partnership as well. Again, their contribution has also been phenomenal right through the season. The consistency and the ease with which they churned out runs was perhaps the hallmark of their partnership. Both the sides did well for the simple reason because openers got off to good starts more often than not. But most importantly, they both were served well. The opening partnership's contributions were backed up in both the sides by superb middle order batters. If you look at GT, Vijay Shankar put his hand up and stood out with a fantastic strike rate and also with a very healthy average, with a good aggregate as well, given the limited opportunities that he gets when you bat in the middle order and you're expected to get runs quickly enough. David Miller, again, another experienced campaigner, has also got runs at a very good strike rate to back up the good work from the openers Saha and Shubman Gill. Of course, you also have the likes of Tewatia, Hardik Pandya to chip in. And the surprise package, as far as batting is concerned, this year has been that, yes, of course, he's shown that he could bat a bit in the earlier editions of the IPL. But this year, he's got some very useful runs and at a very brisk rate as well. It's none other than Rashid Khan, who's shown that he's not a mug with a bat and he can really play a good hand with a bat as well. And that means that the Gujarat Titans have a very good batting lineup, a lot of depth, and everybody in good nick as well. Now let's look at the other side, Chennai Super Kings. They also have got two experienced campaigners. Shivam Dubey is also experienced as far as IPL is concerned. Ajinkya Rahane is obviously experienced at all levels across all formats. They both have got runs at fantastic strike rates, and their contributions have been really one of the key factors of Chennai Super Kings' success this season as a team. Shivam Dubey obviously is reposed the faith shown in him by Dhoni and the team management, and he's played some outstanding innings for his side this year. Most importantly, what he's done is that he's got them quickly, and he's been a bit of a threat for the bowlers in the opposition camps all through this tournament. He hits big and he hits them well too. And being a left-hander gives that extra advantage to the Chennai Super Kings middle order too. Of course, they have Jadeja, Ambati Rayudu to back up the good work of Ruturaj Gaikwad and Conway. Moin Ali will chip in now and then. And MS Dhoni is not battered really that much. He likes to just stay back as late as possible, which was voiced by Mike Hussey in one of the interviews on the television. And that's because he's not perhaps fully fit and he would like to preserve himself as much as possible. But where he is made up immensely is in his leadership capabilities, in his leadership role. He has done a fabulous job as always, and he makes people wonder each and every season as to what really makes him tick. Why is it so special? Why is he so different? But then, of course, he would consider this as a part of a day in the office because he's been a leader for so long. It's just another day for him in the office, and he does that without any ado at all. Fantastic to see him utilize the resources that he has on hand. Let's look at the Chennai Super Kings bowling. Yes, they also had good medium paces. Patirana has really come out with flying colors this season for one so young and so inexperienced. Tushar Deshpande has picked up a lot of wickets, and that's fantastic too. And then you have Tikshina playing the magic and also contributing. Of course, Jadeja has looked a different bowler altogether in this edition of IPL. He looks like he's enjoying his bowling a lot more than he did last year, and hence he's been really good with the ball. And on the field, he's a live wire as he's always been right through his career. So, where is the difference? The difference could be slightly in the way the resources are managed by the respective captains. I think the advantage will perhaps be there with Dhoni. He's got a little bit of an advantage in terms of using the resources available at his disposal. Yes, on paper, in terms of ability, in terms of experience, in terms of results, Hardik Pandya has the advantage. But the manner in which the resources are deployed and the way they are utilized, I think Dhoni will score a little bit more than Hardik Pandya. But I personally feel the big difference would come in the fielding department because Chennai Super Kings does have a few who are not the quickest on the field, and that could perhaps make a huge difference in a big game, and that too on a big ground at Ahmedabad, where the batters can work the ball around and convert their singles into twos, push the fielders hard, especially the ones in the deep. So this is one area where CSK might find a little bit of an issue. But however, what is also going to be critical is the manner in which the batters go about their innings. For the simple reason, it's a big occasion. There's no saying what is likely to happen in a final. And Gujarat has done well in the first year itself by winning the tournament, which means they also are aware of what it takes to win an IPL. And it's a back-to-back final for them. They will be buoyant. They will fancy their chances. They're playing at their home ground. And CSK also know what it takes to win a final, but it remains to be seen as to what kind of temperament that the inexperienced bowler will display on a big occasion, and that too in front of almost about 100,000 people at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. No matter what happens, I'm sure it's going to be a cracker of a game, and it is the kind of the salivating sensational final one would expect. And as I said at the start of this episode, two teams richly deserve to play the final are there to face off each other and provide all the entertainment that we are looking forward to on a Sunday. I'm sure the entire nation will come to a standstill for a period of about 3.5, 4 hours and watch with almost unblinking eyes whether they are at the venue or whether they're in the living rooms watching on the television. I think they will pay undivided attention to the game and they would not want to miss out on the action even for a bit. And may the best team win. Yes, I think the support will be equally split. Perhaps uh, because Gujarat Titans is playing at Ahmedabad, but we have seen right through this tournament in 2023 that wherever MS Dhoni went, we always have seen a lot of people donning yellow shirts and cheering the Chennai Super Kings. He's almost like a Pied Piper. Wherever he goes, he gets fans, he gets people to support the team he plays for, and you also get to hear the chants, Dhoni, Dhoni. So I'm sure that will also be there. And a lot of people would be rooting for Dhoni, the man, the captain, the magician with a bat. And they would be hoping that he would have the last laugh at Ahmedabad tomorrow night. And of course, the Chennai Super Kings is such a franchisee which enjoys humongous following amongst the cricket fans, and I'm sure there'll be millions and millions rooting for them too. But let's not forget, Gujarat Titans have got a very good side. They won in the very first attempt itself last year, and they look to replicate. They have the wherewithal, they have the talent, they have the ability, but it'll all come down to the emotional quotient tomorrow night. I, for one, believe that whichever side collectively musters up emotional intelligence and retains that emotional balance that is required in key moments in a big game like the IPL final will go on to win the final. I'd like to wind up this episode by saying, may the best team win. And I'm going to be watching each and every second of that game, fit out, getting distracted by anything that happens around me. I'm sure all of you will do that as well. And as I say always when I wind up, until I catch up with you next time, be good and take care.